So I'll read Vou Vivendo and Na Glória with you, okay? Baquianas. Timelessness. Oblivion. Oblivion.
What time is it? We must be starting.
Yes.
7.
Secreto. Na Glória Carinhos. Maybe a little bit of the beginning of Vou Vivendo so I can tune to you. Let me play with you. Okay. You went super sharp. Better, right?
As long as I don't change. Yeah. Well, it says we're live. You don't suppose we're actually live?
We're live.
We might be live.
We might be live. That's life.
I believe we're live. Well,
Yeah, you're live.
we're
Yeah, you
very
just got a
new.
message. Yeah.
You're alive, I'm alive. And we're all still alive. If you're here watching this, welcome to the Civic Music Association presentation of, well, us this time.
Yeah.
We haven't done this before. In fact, this is our first virtual concert together ever.
Yes.
Well, I mean, maybe there were some other live stream things we've done, but
Yeah, but not like
not like this.
this.
Not during COVID times.
No.
Not forced virtual presentation.
Yes.
So we'll take what we can get, and we're thankful for the Civic Music Association having us here, and thank you for joining us live. My name is Brandon Ridenour. I play this thing, the trumpet, and this is Joao Luiz from Brazil, but we are coming to you from his apartment in Sunset Park, where he's recently moved.
Yes.
And we can talk about that.
We can talk about that.
The moving process.
Oh, so stressful.
We'll need to get into that.
But now we have like a concert space. So we turned like the living room into concert space. I think it looks okay.
Based on the bookshelf, it looks like you've been here a very long time.
Yes.
Like, I would have never guessed you just moved a week ago.
Yeah.
Anywho, we've already digressed. We've got an evening full of, well, primarily music from South America, Brazil specifically. And we'd like to start with one of the godfathers of Brazilian music, Pixinguinha. Am I saying that close?
Perfect.
He's been coaching me on this all day.
He's been practicing diligently. Yes,
Yeah.
that's great.
Pixinguinha, great saxophonist, flutist, composer. This is his Vou Vivendo. Thank you very much. Assuming you're all clapping from home. It is very happy music from Brazil. And we've actually spent the day together talking quite a bit about Brazilian music,
Yes.
something that I'm obviously not an expert on. So you're doing most of the talking.
Kind of, but you know quite a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
The questions were very interesting, very
It's-
insightful.
it's all just an act. I ask the questions to lure out the answers that I'm so curious about, and I'm really learning a lot. I mean, for one country, it's just a marvelous amount of beautiful music, full of various dances, rich, diverse, rhythmic, all of these wonderful things. Um, I, Joao is actually he was a guinea pig today on something that I'm embarking on, and that is an educational series called the Music Box. And I've interviewed Joao for this, and on all on things that he's an expert on, which is the music of Brazil, the
Guitar music from
and-
Brazil.
and dances, which you're going to show them later.
Yes.
all of
Later.
Brazilian
Yes.
dances. This is another dance from Brazil. Maybe you can talk more about this. It's by Villalobos.
Villalobos, a very famous piece. He wrote this series of Baquianas Brasileiras. This one is probably the most famous one. Baquianas number 5. And we're playing the aria, the first movement. And what is interesting about the instrumentation, the original instrumentation of this piece, Villalobos wrote for uh, cello, octet, and voice and soprano. And Brendan is gonna be the soprano tonight, and I'll try to do like the most of the cello,
Eight cellos.
the eight cello part.
We, we didn't quite have the budget to hire 8 cellists because not only are you getting 8 musicians, you're getting 8 cellos
Yes.
with that. It's very expensive.
Yes, it's very expensive. Yes, it is.
So anyway, it's beautiful music can transcend any medium. So the Bachianas Brazil.
Leiras.
You should say this.
Baquianas Brasileiras number 5.
That's it.
Área. you.
Maybe we should be clapping for ourselves. Would that be too egotistical as musicians? Ah, right.
Yes, pretend we have an audience.
Right. Obviously, no one else is here. It's a nice big house. A little lonely right now.
Yes.
Usually you have this really small child.
Yeah,
running
my
around.
3-year-old,
You know,
like Arden,
You know
is
him, that's
yes, very festive.
yes.
He's a very festive
He is.
little guy. Yes, and my wife, who's not here, she's with him, of course.
Right. I should hope so.
Yes.
Otherwise,
I think he can figure things out on his
he
own.
seems he
he's-
seems pretty well equipped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, moving onward, we have some other music, not from Brazil, believe it or not, and both of us actually at times write our own music
Yes.
when we feel like everything else just isn't enough. We just have to, for some reason,
to add to it,
write
right?
our
Yes.
own. Yeah, as if there wasn't enough out there. So we're going to start with a piece of mine that is actually a world premiere from Sunset Park, Brooklyn. This is called Timelessness, and it has all sorts of influences. It's actually, I didn't realize when I was writing it that I was influenced by a chord progression by Pixinguinha, the first composer who you just heard, but was also heavily influenced by the sound of Miles Davis, which you will soon hear. I have an arsenal of mutes, and to get that appropriate Miles Davis sound, it's very simple actually. You just use one of these. It's called a harmon mute. Here's the world premiere of Timelessness.
So I just need a minute to tune to you, and I actually have a question. So you don't like you gave me the music, but you didn't put a title. Is that a reason for that? Maybe at the time you wrote, you sent to me, there's no title.
Right. It was originally called No Name. It had no name. And yeah, I think it's some sort of metaphor on timelessness that there's no title written on the page. But also I realized that this conversation is to just buy time for you to tune the guitar, which is very wise. Very wise. Do you need a note from me? Not that that will help.
Yes, if you can give me like.
Timelessness. Thank you, Joao. Obviously, I don't know how to write for the guitar because Joao had to tune down with his tuning peg here to the last note to play a low E flat.
Yeah, because it's like you guys like flats.
We do. So much so that we make you tune down to them at the end of pieces. Out of the range of the guitar, Joao going beyond the call of duty here. Well, we may as well, before we lull people into a timeless sleep, we may as well pick up the pace here with an arrangement of yours.
Yes, that's true. So it's one of those like great rhythms from Brazil, from the Northeast this time. It's called Baião, which is also a dance. And we're playing this tune by the great composer, multi instrumentalist, great like figure in Brazilian instrumental music, Hermeto Pascoal, and is one of his like early tunes from the 80s. Not so early, but yeah, it's pretty famous. Became famous.
I was worried there that you forgot who it was. You were building him up.
Kind of, yeah,
So-
yeah.
That's good.
Oh, he's really big.
He's
in
you.
Brazil. Yes. Yeah. And it's a Baião by Hermeto Pascoal, and the title is O Bebê, which means baby. But it's not baby music.
Oh, not like a young baby.
It's not young.
It's like a baby. It's like
O Bebê, it's a baby. But I mean, it's not baby music, it's not easy
But it's not-
music.
I understand.
Got it?
Joao will be giving a lecture on the origins of O Bebe and its actual meaning on the after hours version of this presentation. O Bebe. Oh, and then at this dance, we were talking about the type of
The
dance
baião.
this is.
Yes, the prominent rhythm is
Hear it all the time.
right.
Cars are blasting this room. They don't even know what they're blasting.
That's Baião from the northeast of Brazil.
All right, here we go.
Baby.
All right, you're right. This is not child's play.
No, it's not baby music.
It is not baby music at all. And if it were, I wouldn't want to meet that baby.
Although maybe some babies in the Northeast.
Crazy
We
babies
never
in the
know.
Northeast.
Yes.
And you're not from the Northeast.
I'm not from the Northeast.
Which is
I'm
why.
from São Paulo.
Right. Which
Yeah,
is why
so there's a
you're-
huge difference. Yes.
I see. That's why we get along so well.
Right?
If you were from the Northeast,
No.
I feel like this just wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work. Yeah.
It all makes sense now. I'm learning more and more about Joao here. Well, we're going to sorry to do this, but we're going to shift away from Brazilian music. Just
That's
for a
all right.
little bit.
It's nice, but we're still in South America.
We're still in South America. That's right. The great Astor Piazzolla, who is responsible for popularizing the tango here in North America, in the United States in particular. And this is a classic Piazzolla song from Argentina. This is his Oblivion. Let's do this. You'll cover me up. It's going to change things completely. All right. You got this. Play me in whenever you're ready. Play me in.
Start.
Just trying to set that Oblivion mood right now for you, ladies and gentlemen. It takes time to create this the atmosphere that we're going for. Nice. Oblivion.
Great.
Astor Piazzolla. Well, it's been months and months since I've played a concert. Not to complain, but I'm severely out of shape.
Well, you're never out of shape, so
uh,
you're.
Well then, I don't know if you really know me. You know, you should know how it is being a trumpet player.
I forgot. I was well. Yes, I was a trumpet player too. Yeah. Well, now I remembered everything. No, you're right. You're out of shape. No,
You're right.
I'm kidding.
You know the conditions of being a trumpet player. You take 2 days off, and suddenly, no,
You don't know the
you
instrument
you
anymore.
can't be
Yeah.
seen in public with this. Your reputation could just be over. Nickety split. I haven't said that. Wow, Nickety split. Anywho, I digressed by way of introducing you to do a solo guitar song on this set because, as I alluded to, I'm out of shape and I need the rest. But also, people need to hear you without this obstruction.
No, don't say that, Brendan.
And also,
So-
we need to showcase your composer.
My that's true. Yeah. Well, that's so nice that we're like the shape of this program. Like, besides having like a lot of Brazilian music, but we're also presenting our compositions, which is great. And I just should like say something about Brandon's piece. He wrote for the guitar.
Just
That was
barely.
really magic. It's such a hard instrument if you're not a guitarist, like to write for, and he did like amazing.
Just a very good guesser, and it requires a great player to make something come to life. So thank you.
Wow. So now I'm gonna play this prelude that I wrote in 2017. It's a series of preludes I've been writing for solo guitar. I don't usually play my music since I write without an instrument, so I get just lazy
Me
and
too.
don't
Totally.
end up like learning the pieces. But this one I did. This is prelude number 2 I wrote for solo guitar, and it mixes influences from rock, blues, and the northeast Brazil. Yeah.
I'll slide over here. I don't want to make you nervous. I'll just be over here.
That's even better. Thank you.
Very nice. Wow. I love those little bends. Boing.
Oh yeah, that's the bluesy.
That's the blues part. Yeah.
The augmented fourth that is so common in like blues and also northeast Brazil. Like
Those northeasterners.
yes, and even like the same like the blue no like the blue like the mode.
Yeah. I find it very interesting that you are now, whether you like it or not, a northeasterner.
I am. I only play like music. Well, not only, but mostly because it's so. A lot of people they know, like especially outside of Brazil, they know a lot about like carnival, bossa nova,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like I took as like kind of like a mission when I came to this country to also like promote like the diversity of my country, and certainly like the Northeast is one of the richest like regions. Really.
Here, yes. It's there's a lot going on here. Unfortunately, it's a little tough to share these things now. It's a different mode of sharing, being virtual, and we hope this doesn't go on for a very long time, of course, because there's nothing like playing live. And I thought at this time I would mention that well, I play with a group that's called Canadian Brass, and we are slated to come there and play for you on December 5th. I'm not for those of you tuning in elsewhere, not in Des Moines. Then sorry, I won't be there on December 5th. But Canadian Brass is due to be there December 5th, assuming things go according to plan. Of course, plans have always been changing as of late, so we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. So next we have something. Well, it's got. You'd say it has a similar flair, similar style. It's got some Catalina, Latin, Spanish influences to this music by nature of its composer, Mumpo. And this is an arrangement that I did quite a while ago. Let's see, the page says 2008, and you can tell by how sparsely written this part is. It's just two lines. There's never more than a couple notes happening at the same time. You're playing the sort of I guess you maybe call it habanera rhythm.
Yeah, yeah.
And I play the melody. It's so easy to arrange things, folks, and pretty much anyone can do it, I think. So
No, but yes, it can be easy, but I think it's really interesting in this case that you picked this piece. So it might be easy to arrange, but it's not very easy to like come up with the great arrangement.
it's a
like,
secret.
which is gonna work on like whatever combination you, right?
Yeah, I mean there are some
Writing
secrets
for.
that you eventually uncover, and this piece happens to be called Secreto, meaning secrets of arranging by Mumpo.
I'm so sorry. Scordatura.
That's okay. There's no one here. I mean, it's fine.
I realized I didn't want to stop. I was trying to kind of okay, so let me
You gotta
find
retune.
that note
You gotta
like
retune.
in like space.
Right.
I didn't have enough.
Well, let me just retune my instrument.
So
Alright,
this
no,
piece,
okay.
just so you know what happened, it calls for like a detuning of the sixth string, and I was so hypnotized with what you like said about like secreto and arranging things that I was like, oh my gosh,
And I
this
didn't
is
even
so
know-
great, and I forgot to tune.
I didn't even know the piece called for that. Whatever you just said, it called for.
That's true. I never told you.
And I'm the arranger. How
Yeah.
humiliating.
Well, it does.
And also, this arrangement calls for in measure 6 to just break for a little bit and retune. It's all written down. This is actually even word for word. This is how the arrangement goes, and then we start it again. And just
So now I got it.
Yeah. Secreto by Mumpo. What a nice little song.
Yeah. Great arrangement, Brandon.
Thank you. You played more than 2 notes.
Oh yeah.
Really?
So I play like but also like creating this like illusion of like endless sound like legato, which is really difficult on my instrument.
I appreciate the extra effort.
It's worth it.
The bonus check is in the mail. Just for that. Okay, well, again, before we lull you into a timeless place of secrecy or whatever, we'll pick up the pace here with. Actually, this is an audience participation song, which is perfect for this evening since you're all here. And well, we won't be able to hear you, but we'll know in spirit if you are participating. It's very simple. And I didn't grow up with this song, so I'm not actually familiar, but we're all familiar with sort of a call and response or a shout chorus opportunity And the words are "Na Gloria,"
Na Gloria.
because the song is called, you guessed it, "Na Gloria." So perhaps you can lead them so that they can have a musical cue to know when to sing "Na Gloria."
Yeah.
How are they going to know?
Let's see.
Because they could throw us off.
I know.
If they sing at the wrong time.
Yeah. So when we're like, when we get to the B section, so we start. Na Gloria.
Na Gloria.
Na Gloria. Na Gloria.
That's it. You got it.
Yes.
You guys are
I
naturals.
think they're ready.
Yeah, I think you guys are so ready for this. Well, here's "Na Gloria," a choro.
A choro. Yes.
Okay. Boom, boom. All right.
Na Gloria. Na Gloria. Na Gloria. Na Gloria.
Back on the top. Na Gloria.
Na Gloria.
Thank you. Excellent job, everyone. You all passed. I was afraid that I forgot to retune my instrument at the beginning of that. And
Scordatura, right?
yeah, exactly. It's just all over the place. You can't keep track of this thing. Well, thank you again for your audience participation, and thank you to this Get Happy Hour and the Music Association for having us.
Thank you.
And it's an interesting feeling, you know,
It is.
playing a virtual concert. We're going to have just a little therapy session after this between the two of us. We certainly miss playing live, but it's really great to get to play for an audience virtually. We hope one day we will be able to hear the feedback from the audience. That will be the next level tech achievement so that we can recreate this atmosphere. But there's also nothing like live performance. So we look forward to that day. And in the meantime, we'd like to leave you sort of how we started, with the same composer, the great Pixinguinha
The great
from
Pixinguinha.
Brazil. I feel like I've hogged the mic. Maybe you should, at the very least, this is more your music.
Well, it's also a choro by Pixinguinha, and it's probably one of his most famous like tunes. Would you say that?
Sure. Yeah, it's
Right?
definitely one of his most. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
and it's such a beautiful. He had such a great feeling for melody, for everything. He was like a genius, of course, but I think especially this one, such a beautiful melody, and yeah, carinhoso means darling.
Darling.
Yeah.
Thank you. I misunderstood. It's such a beautiful melody and chord progression that I subconsciously stole it and used those chords in my piece. I didn't realize it until we started rehearsing again. That a couple of those chords are in this song, so you may recognize it. You know which one came first. But yes, thank you for joining us here tonight. This is our last selection. Carinhoso, darling.
I went pretty.
Maybe if they have a stop.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
no.
That would be part 2.
Right. Well, if the move went really well, then it's probably not
Not so interesting.
story.
Yeah,
We
that's
shouldn't be
true.
talking
Yeah.
about it. All right. Carry on. Carnes. joining us. So thank you, Joao.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you, everyone. All right. Dinner?
Dinner.